My name is Dr. Scott Forbes. I'm an associate professor at Brandon University in the physical education department. We're currently located in the beautiful Healthy Living Center. The ISSN has been fantastic, so that's the International Society of Sport Nutrition. For me, as a sport nutritionist, they're a fantastic organization, one of the best organizations around the world, and they're well recognized around the world. So very grateful for the support and the collaborations that I've been able to develop through that organization. It's an absolute honor for sure. It was a big surprise when I got the award. I didn't know I was getting it. And if you look at the list of individuals that have won this fellowship in the past, they're incredible. So just to be from Brandon University and to know that my research is being recognized was an absolute honor for sure. My education started at the University of Saskatchewan, so I did my bachelor's and my master's degree there. And I got to connect with some really good sport nutrition researchers. Dr. Darren Kandow, he was a PhD student while I was actually a master's student. And we've started a collaboration that's basically lasted since that time. He studies creatine, and that's one of the supplements that I have studied as well. So that relationship has really blossomed into just an awesome research career. I've been very fortunate to collaborate with him when I did a PhD at the University of Alberta, done a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Calgary. Just been very successful with research and collaborations. Creatine is this molecule or supplement that you can take that is probably one of the few supplements that has been shown to make your muscles bigger and stronger when you combine it with exercise. But the cool thing about creatine is that it can impact other tissues in the body. So it can improve brain health, it can improve bone strength, and there's a variety of other kind of emerging areas of research where creatine can be of benefit. And so that's what I'm really interested in exploring, is kind of those further benefits of creatine supplementation. It's one of the few that actually works. And the way that it works is once it gets into the cell, it just gives the cell a little bit more energy. So things that require energy like learning, memory, brain function, improving muscle performance, exercise performance can be benefited with creatine supplementation. A lot of things that work in sport nutrition are now being applied in other populations. For example, creatine and resistance training or strength training is really important for older adults as well. So as you age, you tend to lose muscle, you tend to lose bone, you tend to lose functionality. And so if you can help preserve that as long as possible, that could be a huge benefit from a health perspective. Showing the effectiveness of creatine in that population is really important. And we've done systematic reviews and meta-analysis that clearly show that creatine does work across the lifespan. So it's not just for younger individuals trying to get more jacked in the gym, but it's also a benefit to older adults as well. Collaboration is huge, and that's where I've been very fortunate to collaborate with some phenomenal researchers. I think it's pretty cool that I can do that from Brandon University. It's challenging with the infrastructure and just being a smaller university to have big labs and conduct a bunch of research and collect a bunch of data. But what we can do here is we can collaborate. There are definitely supports here and ability to conduct research. So I've received BERC, for example. So that's our Brandon University Research Committee grant. I've received that a couple times, which has been fantastic to support some smaller projects, hiring some research assistants. I think that's really important for our students to be engaged in research as well. There are definitely funding opportunities here and opportunities for us to conduct research here. And I believe that culture of research at this institution is progressing, which is definitely great to see. Sport nutrition has really evolved in the last 30, 40 years. It's becoming more individualized. Depending on the type of exercise that you're doing, you would prescribe different nutritional strategies. So if you're trying to, improve muscular strength or power, you might eat a different way than if you're trying to improve endurance, for example. And then people respond differently. So there's different genetics. So for example, caffeine supplementation is quite popular. So people might have a little bit of caffeine through coffee or something like that before the exercise. But we know that there's actually responders and non-responders to caffeine, which is related to their genetic profile. So they have a specific gene in their liver called CYP1A2. They can be fast metabolizers of caffeine or slow metabolizers. And if they're fast metabolizers of caffeine, they tend to be more responsive from an exercise perspective. Looking at nutrition related to the individual and their genetics is also a really interesting future with regards to sport nutrition. And then also just understanding that the brain also plays a role in exercise performance is really cool as well. So a lot of research has focused on the muscle and how the muscle can help exercise. But now we know that the brain actually plays a really critical role. So trying to have dietary strategies that support brain health and brain function is also important in the sport world. My other research beyond creatine, I've been able to collaborate with DLR, so that's German Aerospace. They're doing kind of a longitudinal study in master athletes. They're looking at these track and field athletes that are over the age of 35, but some of them are 90 or 95 years of age. And we've been able to track their progress and their training over time. And specifically, I've been involved with measuring how much oxygen their muscles can use. So we put them on a treadmill and make them exercise. And some of their results are absolutely phenomenal. So it kind of shows what is obtainable with healthy aging and with just good exercise and nutrition, what is actually possible. From a student perspective, I think knowledge is power. So kind of figuring out where knowledge comes from is also important. And that's what research does. Just understanding the methodology, how we obtain information, and how we analyze that information is actually really important. So I definitely encourage students to get involved in research. And then for early career researchers, I would just suggest that collaboration is super important. You can't do everything by yourself, and finding good collaborators is really crucial to advancing research.